When you work for Donald Trump, it makes you become, to don the moniker, the costume of a weird liar. And when you're a weird liar who has to lie constantly to cover for Donald Trump and his just reject foreign policy, or just any policy, just name one, it makes you complicit. Tammy Bruce is this person. Tammy Bruce, a former Fox News personality who now is the spokesperson for the State Department. Really, it's so weird. That's the only qualification, is to have done some time on Fox News, and then Donald Trump saw you and thought you were a bright, shining star. And that's who Tammy Bruce is. Tammy Bruce went on Fox News the other day with her former colleagues, and it is a remarkable thing that she did. There was all of this controversy surrounding reporting that there were going to be massive cuts to the State Department. They were going to structurally change it. They were going to gut it under the guise of efficiency and marching into the 21st century, making America great again, all of this nonsense. And I'm going to show you two clips. One is her on Fox News, Fox Business, as it were, same thing. And I want you to show you the chyron under her while she's denying all of these claims that there are going to be cuts at the State Department. It says, Trump admin drafting order to drastically overhaul the State Department. And this is reporting from the New York Times. And this is what she's responding to. And this entire half of this clip, I'm only playing half the clip for you. The entire half of the clip, it's her just deny, maligning the New York Times, maligning the mainstream media. They're liars, it's untrue, they can't support this claim that they're making. And then the second clip is like an hour later of her at the State Department announcing that the New York Times was right and all these cuts are going into effect. It's just, it is bananas. The lies and the abject idiocy that these people put themselves through to support the agenda and the lies of Donald Trump. It's maddening. Here is the Fox News clip from just hours before, maybe not even hours, before the second clip that you're going to see. Watch this.
Is fake. This is a situation, though, not only do they fall victim to another hoax, but they left a message for the State Department at 2:30 in the morning on Easter saying, do you want to comment? What do you think of this? Is this real? It is an outrageous offense to the nature of the ethics of trying to be able to at least confirm what it is they have. They seem to have had no interest in confirming this document. It is a number of other entities had this document that didn't go with it because it seemed not real, or at least they couldn't confirm. And yet the New York Times decided that reaching out at 2:30 in the morning on Easter morning was going to be enough, and giving 90 minutes for a response. It is an outrageous dynamic. So it's one thing to fall victim to a hoax, and it is another thing to not necessarily care or to want to move to get the correct information. Clearly, we would love to be able to respond and to have made it clear to the New York Times that this was not true. But they really didn't give us the chance to do that, and that speaks volumes. So I would say, once again, when we're dealing with the nature of legacy media, and now as the spokesperson, I know a lot of media who are serious, who care about their jobs, but this then engenders a kind of fear that is an awful dynamic.
That's doozy, right? I mean, if you believed her, you would say, wow, that's a forceful denial. She must be not lying. She must be telling the truth because she's doing it so forcefully, so confidently, so believably. What's the SpongeBob thing? Moments later.
A few moments later.
Watch this.
Today, under President Trump's leadership and at the direction of Secretary Rubio, we are reversing decades of bloat and bureaucracy at the State Department. The Secretary announced a reorganization plan to build an America First State Department to meet the challenges of a new era. He has issued the following statement on the plan, which you can get at State Department DEPT, or how is it, .gov? State.gov is where you can get this statement and links to other information on what we're about to discuss. We are facing tremendous challenges across the globe to deliver on President Trump's America First foreign policy. We must make the State Department great again. In its current form, the department is bloated, bureaucratic, and unable to perform its essential diplomatic mission in this new era of great power competition. Over the past 15 years, the department's footprint has had unprecedented growth and costs have soared. But far from seeing a return to investment, taxpayers have seen less effective and less efficient diplomacy. The sprawling bureaucracy created a system more beholden to radical political ideology than advancing America's core national interests. That is why today Secretary Rubio is announcing a comprehensive reorganization plan that will bring the department into the 21st century. This approach will empower the department from the ground up, from the bureaus to the embassies. Region-specific functions will be consolidated to increase functionality, redundant offices will be removed, and non-statutory programs that are misaligned with America's core national interests will cease to exist. Under President Trump's leadership, we have a commander-in-chief committed to putting America and Americans first. As his Secretary of State, Secretary Rubio, announces that he is in fact confident a reformed State Department will meet the moment and help make our country great once again.
That's incredible. Those two things do not map onto one another at all. They don't go together. That's not peanut butter and chocolate, right? That's broccoli and chocolate. That's Brussels sprouts and something that doesn't go with Brussels sprouts. This is a woman who has an important job. This is a woman who is the spokesperson for the United States Department of State, our diplomatic arm, as maybe more important than the Department of Defense is the State Department. And she's just a liar. She's been reduced to being more of a liar than she once was when she was a Fox News personality in service to Donald Trump. The expectation is that you lie. The expectation is that you debase yourself before the dear leader so the cult can see you lie and the cult can believe the lie. So much so that they never get it out of their head what the first thing that was said, because they're not watching the State Department press conference. They're only watching Fox News. Pretty weird, don't you think? I would love your thoughts. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I would love to have a conversation with you here. If you appreciate what I do, if I bring you value on a video by video basis, if you're subscribed and you think what I do is important, please help support this work. Help me produce these videos. Click the join button below for $2 a month, $1.99 a month. You can become a channel member and help support this work. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. We got a whole website filled with merch, great designs and t-shirt, conversation starters, statement pieces about where you are. Fight poverty, not the poor. There's a whole bunch of them. There's even Dollemore daily shirts and mugs. I would appreciate it. Every purchase goes a long way to supporting and producing this content. I would appreciate it very much. Again, Dollemore.com. And you can follow me on social media @Dollemore. A lot of Dollemore. When you got a weird name like I do, you got to kind of lean into it, right? I mean, that's what I did, so who knows. Anyway, I love your support. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.